even, I think it was Women Tell All. I know I got dressed. They like dressed me for it. And I think that's always like a sign of, I had $70
Mhm.
in my bank account. I was not able to afford the dress I was wearing, but I did get dressed. But I think there was another girl that also was dressed by the show. Um,
Interesting. Would you be able to share who or no?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think Kaylin was dressed
Okay,
for the
so it was
show.
between you. Do you think it
I
was
don't know.
between you 2 guys, like,
I
at
don't
the
know.
end?
I would say like Tasha and Hannah G, I would
Mm,
think. I
yeah,
don't know everything.
right.
But they weren't on that show. But I know we were dressed so like, and we both got a hot seat or whatever to talk. And
The irony.
yeah, which interesting. Um, and even after that, I like asked them like, so how did I do? And they were like, I don't know. And I was like, actually, he gave me the producer's like, it was like an 8 out of 10. I don't know. Like, what did you want me to do? Cry? Like, I'm not gonna cry. Like, the way I left is how I felt. I don't, if somebody doesn't choose me, like, I don't want to be with them. And I'm happy for him. But anyway, I remember like, okay, maybe I didn't get it. And then I didn't really hear much back. And then they told me that they were going to a few different people's houses to like do some B-roll because they don't know exactly who it was going to be. So I knew they were coming to Alabama to shoot some B-roll, but that's when I got the call. Like everything everybody saw on my season, like that is how I found out. Like I just thought they were there to get some B-roll and they were going to like Hannah G's and to Kaylin
Mhm.
and doing it for everyone. Um, and I did. I really wanted it because, like I said, I felt like from the first time on Colton season, like I think this could maybe work for me, and I feel like I'm finally like figuring out my own voice and who I am, and I want to continue figuring that out for myself and stepping into this, and maybe this is the way. And so, yeah, I got the call from Chris Harrison from, and it was just so funny. Like we were in my room and one of the producers were there, was like, hey, let's go out here. And I was like, okay. Like they needed me out there so they could like have the cameras like come in the
Yeah.
house and
Mhm.
see me. But there was like little funny things I just didn't pick up on. And yeah, then Chris Harrison called me. I found out and I was just shocked, but so excited. But then I think immediately started being like, oh gosh, people are going to be disappointed. It's me. And that is where I think when I look back on me being so young and in that position, like I didn't really have like I was growing in my confidence, but there was still a lot. Like I was like a baby deer trying to find my footing, and
Mhm.
that was I hate that that was like the one of the first thoughts I had was, oh gosh, people are going to be upset it's me because I wasn't like a normal bachelorette, and I wasn't the typical like in the top four at that time. I don't think anybody had not been like at least at hometowns being picked as the bachelorette. So I'm like, people aren't going to expect me, and I am kind of weird and what's going to happen. And
That
so,
made it so much better. Like, that made it Yeah. so much better. I was so pumped. They nailed it, and like you said, you weren't like a typical bachelorette, but you were the GOAT. Like, I feel like people still bring up your season, and I don't know if you're keeping up with the current with, like, the whole Maria debacle and how everyone wanted Maria to be the bachelorette. People are like, "Maria would have been a Hannah Brown." And that's, like, such a compliment to you because, like, people want that authenticity on their screens and not people that'll fake cry on camera because they think that's what they're supposed to do to get the Bachelorette edit.
totally, yeah, I watched this season and I loved it. I thought Joey's like he was great, but also just like the girls were. I feel like this is the best group of girls of like
Yeah.
personalities and just the dynamic. And of course,
Mhm.
Maria was so fun to watch. Like
Yeah.
I saw. I guess I could see where like there'd be ways that she would like stumble over her words or say things maybe she shouldn't. And I was like, oh, like I definitely see the similarity. I think we're definitely different in a lot of ways,
Mhm.
but it is cool to see like now as a viewer like why that is so refreshing.